Hello everyone. So today we're gonna introduce how to basically build up a data warehouse and set up a proper ETL flow within Alibaba Cloud's DataWorks product. So right now we have already logged onto Alibaba Cloud's console. Let's search DataWorks and click on it, and then we'll be directed to DataWorks platform. So DataWorks is basically a data platform that would allow you to basically integrate data from multiple data sources, including MySQL or Alibaba Cloud's object storage service, or even AWS Redshift or S3, or even Azure's Blob service. And it also allows you to make use of multiple computing engines within Alibaba Cloud, including Max Compute, Holograph, and Flink. So in DataWorks, the first step that we would do to start building a data warehouse or set up an ETL flow would be to build up a workspace. So here is how we can create a workspace. So if we just click workspace here and then click create workspace, we'll be able to create a workspace here. And for today's demo, we have already created this workspace called DW Copilot Demo. And if we just hover our mouse on this shortcuts tab, we'll be able to see all the functions within DataWorks workspace. So we've got data integration that basically allow you to synchronize data from multiple data sources into DataWorks. And we've got Data Studio. This is a place where you could do all your data development, including setting up ETL flows or do data processing or write a set of Python or SQL codes to process your data, and so on. And also we've got Operations Center that basically allows you to manage the operation of all of the tasks that are running on DataWorks. And we've also got a set of other functions, including data maps, data analysis, and so on. So as for today's demo, let's click into Data Studio first. And here is basically a place where we can build up a workflow and also build up a set of nodes to manage them. So let's give a simple demonstration on how to set up a workflow here. So if we just have this little create sign and then click create workflow, we'll be able to create a workflow here. So let's give it a name called test workflow. And here we can basically just drag any type of nodes that we want to add into this workflow. So just for example, we want to set up a simple ETL flow. So we can just first drag a data integration nodes that basically synchronize data from data source to DataWorks. So let's give a name called data. Just say data integration. And here, just for demonstrations purpose, we're gonna create an ODS layer. And also a DWD layer, as well as a DWS layer. And after creating all of these nodes, we can basically just drag these little arrows to connect them. So automatically they will sort of like create an internal dependency. So whatever will be the output of this data integration node will directly pass onto this ODS layer and so on. So any output from this ODS layer will pass on to this DWD layer and so on. And also apart from data integration and max compute SQL nodes, there is a set of other options that we can choose from creating nodes on DataWorks platform. So just for example, we can create star rocks nodes, we can create notebook nodes that basically would allow us to do a set of like Python or other codes development on a notebook, and we can also create PyODPS. So this is a place that we can basically write Python codes using Alibaba Cloud's Max Compute Max Frame, and also we can create MapReduce, Spark, and Holographs, and so on. And we can also create a lot of like other nodes that are basically based on engines that are outside of Alibaba Cloud, so including Oracle, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, and so on and so on. So we've basically got a lot of choice, and we can also create shell nodes that will allow us to write shell scripts. Okay, and so for today's demo specifically, our product development team have created these properly set up workflow. So that basically mimics a scenario of an e-commerce company trying to analyze the user behavior and their gross merchandise value on their using the data on their platform. So here, as we can see, for their source data, they basically have got four of these tables, namely items information and also their trade orders information, the information specifically related to areas, and also their users information. So under the technical context of Alibaba Cloud, we will usually divide data into multiple layers. So the first layer would be this ODS layer. So it basically stands for Operational Data Store. So this layer is basically used to receive and process raw data that would basically needs to be stored in our data warehouse. And the next layer would be this DWD layer, so that stands for Data Warehouse Detail. And at this layer, basically data models will be built up upon business activities of our customers, and also it will record all the information from the highest granularity, so that basically allows users to query any sort of detailed information that they would like to analyze on within the data warehouse. And the next layer is what we call the DWS layer. So that stands for Data Warehouse Summary. And at this layer, basically data models are built basically specifically on specific subjects and objects that our users would like to analyze. And the last layer is called ADS. So this is analytical data service, and this layer is basically used to store the metrics of data and to generate various reports. So in this case specifically, we have created these ODS layer tables. And also after creating these ODS tables, we'll run some batch synchronization jobs to synchronize data from their source database, which is located on RDS MySQL, into Alibaba Cloud's Max Compute engine. And after then, we would create some DWD layer tables to basically store the detailed information of our ODS layers. And also we have aggregated them into these two DWS tables. So this basically records the commodity gross merchandise values KPI, and this basically records the details of users of their users' portrait and also the areas of product sales. And after then, we basically summarize all of them into these products' gross merchandise value analysis. And here, let's take a look into our data integration node specifically. So within this data integration node, we can basically configure our data source. So here, our data source is MySQL, and we have also configured our data source, our destination data source as max compute. And as I've mentioned before, we support a range of data sources, including MySQL, OSS, and Azure's Blob service, as well as Amazon Cloud's S3 service, and so on. And after basically configuring these data source, we can preview the data from our source data. And also, the field will be automatically mapped to our destinations table. And now let's take a look into our max compute SQL nodes. So here we can basically do a range of developments using max compute SQL. So we can basically create tables and also insert data into it. That would basically allow us to do all sort of like ETL process operations. And here we can, if we click on this debugging configurations tab, we'll be able to configure which sort of resource group that we would like this nodes or the task of this nodes to run on. And we can also configure the parameter here specifically. So for this node, we also set up a parameter named bState. So for for sort of like any value that we give to this bState, it will run based on the parameter that we basically input here. Okay, and here if we click on this properties tab, we'll be able to set up basically the scheduling parameters and scheduling policies for this node. So for example, we can set up the scheduling cycle of this nodes. We can basically configure this node to be run on a day interval or by hours interval. So let's say we can configure this task to be run on each hour or on each day or by each week and so on. And here we've configured the scheduling time as 21 past 0 a.m. every day. So it means that it will run on 021 every day. And we can also configure the effective period. So let's say we can configure it to be expired within 30 days or 60 days. And here, in this case, we have configured it to be permanently effective. And also we'll be able to configure the dependency of this node. We can set up the input dependencies. So here, since this is a dimensional layer, its dependency will be its upper stream node. So it is the ODS item information table. And here we can also configure the output of this table, and in this case it will be the dimensional table that's generated by this node. And also, if we want to probably like roll back a version, so for example, if there's any error with this node and we want to roll back, we can always do it by just clicking this versions tab and then do all these like rollback or comparison jobs here. Right, so after explaining what each node does, let's try to run this whole workflow and see what would happen. And here, since we have set up a set of parameters for this whole workflow, we need to give them a specific value. So for this case, let's give the value as 2025 04 28. So that means we'll run the whole task using the data that we've generated on April the 28th of 2025. Okay, and after everything's set, let's click OK. We can see that the downstream tasks will not start running before the upstream has finished. So let's say if, for example, we made some mistake to set the scheduling time of our downstream nodes to start running earlier than the upstream nodes, it will still wait until the upstream finish its job to basically start running its own task. Right, so since the whole workflow has been succeeded, let's take a look at what sort of result it's gonna generate for us. So let's click into the last node here. So this basically is a node that we analyze that we basically analyze the result of this whole workflow. So we have basically developed a set of a set of SQL queries to basically check out what sort of result it's gonna generate. So let's try to run this one. It basically queries our ADS layer table. Yeah, and this will basically give us an overview of the gross merchandise value of these whole e-commerce company. And if we want to take a look at the DWD layer table, we can run this query. And this will basically give a detail of all the orders that have been created within this e-commerce shop. Another feature that I would like to demonstrate is that the result of one workflow within the same workspace of DataWorks can be utilized by another workflow. So in this workflow, we have generated the information of the GMV of this e-commerce company. So let's say if we can make use of it inside of another workflow. So here, if we click into one of the nodes that we've created inside of this workflow, and let's click properties here. And this is where we can basically configure our input information. So let's just type in GMV here. And we can see that we'll be able to make use of all of these outputs that was generated from the other workflow that we have just shown before. Alright, so that will be it for today's demonstration. If you have any further questions, please contact our sales representative or our solutions architect. Thanks for watching.